Good morning. A warm welcome to all the participants who are a part of this important 1 week online workshop organized for enhancing the skill and capacity building of teaching and non-teaching staff across India. And this workshop, I take my privilege and on the behalf of NAC and NAC family also, we congratulate Ramanujan College, University of Delhi and Kamala Nehru College, University of Delhi to organize this important workshop. And I have been given a specific topic on talking about NAC, reverse accreditation framework and assessment and accreditation process of higher education institutions. I'm Dr. Shyam Singh India, currently working as assistant advisor with NAC. So I'll take into the details of each and every step of this NAC revised accreditation framework. Starting, I'll just give a gist of what exactly we mean by the revised accreditation framework and why this term RF has been used, and what are the steps to be followed while the institution they're applying for the assessment and accreditation process, or the things they have to keep in mind when they are applying for the assessment and accreditation process of NAC. So this terminology, revised accreditation framework, as most of you who belong to the teaching fraternity and non-teaching fraternity, you must or might be a part of the IQAC, that is internal quality assurance cells, or they might be working on this because NAC PAT visit is very important for every higher education institution in India, as they give a clear picture of where the quality standards of institution stands and what are the scope of improvement in terms of strengths, weakness, opportunity, challenges, SWOT analysis. So as all of you are aware that we keep on changing our manuals from time to time with the need of the hour. So this new RF, what we say is, it was launched in the month of July 2017. So what was the unique feature of this revised accreditation framework? As previously, you might be aware that the assessment accreditation process used to happen everything in a qualitative form. Qualitative form means that entire SSR. SSR, I'll tell you in details exactly what is SSR if you don't know, step by step. SSR, in simple terms, layman, is a self-study report. Self-study report means an institution tries to evaluate and analyze itself and try to give a clear picture in terms of documentation or in form of hard copy. So previously this SSR used to run to 600, 700 pages. It was very bulky. And all this was sent to NAC. And previously, as you know, that the mode of transport and this communication was not as, what to say, is high tech as compared to in the previous scenario. So sometimes it took around 7 days, 8 days also for the SSR to reach to NAC. For example, if your higher education institution is located in Jammu, or maybe at any far off hilly mountains area, deserted area, it took around 10 to 12 days for the hard copies to reach to NAC, and it was so bulky and very heavy also. And the PAT visit, during the time of PAT visit also, the PAT members used to carry this bulky SSR, and the evaluation was done on the basis of SSR and physical assessment. So entire what happened, this was done entirely on basically on the peer judgment of the PAT members. So unknowingly, knowingly, sometimes there have been allegations. Maybe the PAT members have been manipulated, or some sort of allegations, because human perceptions are very deceptive, and allegations can be made at any point of time without any proofs also. So to overcome all this thing, this new revised accreditation framework was launched. So what was the unique feature? See, we moved from entirely qualitative to the blend of quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative and quality, in terms of the quantitative, the weightage was given 70%, but we cannot do away with the quality. That means the PAT members and the physical inspection of HEI is also very important. Entirely cannot be quantitative. So in the new RF, it has been made to 70% to 30%. So what exactly is this 70%? 70% we say it's a quantitative metrics. In a simple layman language, quantitative metrics means those metrics where the institutions they have to give the data for the matrices. Matrices simply means questions. As in exams also we ask questions and we tell the students to respond to it. But here in quantitative metrics, the HI they have to respond to it. They have to give the data also supporting documents for the claim. And 30% there is a fixed maximum size word limit 500 words 1200, and they have to respond within this word limit. And if any supporting documents are, they can be uploaded, which gets validated during the time of on-site visit. Second, we have made extensive use of technology. As a result of this extensive use of technology, because it's a vision of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji also for this digital India. So everything is ICT mode. That means all the communications, everything, your submission of IAQ, the SSR, I'll tell you which are the steps. IAQ, SSR, DVV, PATM, all these great declaration would be happening through this online mode only. As a result, the assessment accreditation now is more transparent, more robust, more objective. Fourth important thing is that introduction of DVV. DVV simply means data validation and verification. That means the data that is submitted by the HEIs, they are validated and verified by a third party. It's not NAG that is evaluating. It's a third party who will evaluate the data submitted by NAG, submitted to NAG by the HEI, and it gets evaluated. And the specific weightages in terms of documentation provided by the HEI gets evaluated, and a score is arrived for each metrics. So these were some of the key highlights of this, and one of the most important is the student satisfaction survey. All these things I'll take in details each and every aspects and process of that. So basically, now what are the most important things while you're applying to a NAG, you have to keep in mind. First, very important thing is that you should ascertain whether you meet or fulfill the eligibility criteria. One of the most important eligibility criteria to be fulfilled is first important is either the institution should be in 6 years of existence, 6 years of existence, or two batches passed out, two batches passed out, or 6 years of existence. Any one of these, whichever is earlier, the institution they are eligible to apply for NAC assessment and accreditation process. Subject to that, they fulfill other terms and conditions which apply to them from time to time. For example, previously you were accredited as an affiliated college, but maybe a year before or maybe 2 months before you have got the autonomous status. So hence you think that we have to apply for autonomous, so we will apply for subsequent cycle, that is second cycle and autonomous status. No, the other terms and condition here means you have to fulfill the eligibility criteria that minimum 5 years and 6 months as an autonomous institution you should be in existence. Then only you can apply for the subsequent cycles of accreditation. Second, for universities, if you are deemed to be universities or any offshore campuses you have, all this should be approved by MHRD UGC. If they are approved by MHRD UGC, you may well apply for NAC assessment and accreditation process. Provided one important thing, the students, they are a part of your teaching and research programs. In terms of programs which are offered at the campus, the programs which are offered at the campus, there should be students enrolled into them. And any established campuses such as offshore, onshore, if there are any such campuses which are established, they should be within the country also, and all these campuses, they will be treated as a part of the universities. The constituent colleges of the private and deemed to be universities, they have to come along with the university. They cannot apply separately because they are a part of the university. So such constitution colleges, they need to come along with the university for subsequent cycle. Subsequent cycle, very simple layman language will understand you. That suppose you are accredited in 2010 and your validity was till 2015. But after 2015 to between 2020, you do not apply to NAC. It simply means your validity period is over. But however, you were previously accredited. So that means your first cycle was done. So you will be applying for second cycle. Subsequent cycle means cycle 2, cycle 3, cycle 4. So any such institutions which will be applying for subsequent cycles, they have to apply during the last 6 months of the expiry of the validity period. If they do not apply during the expiry of the last 6 months of the validity period, the validity would lapse and it will be treated as not accredited by NAC. But however, you can apply for subsequent cycle of accreditation after the expiry of validity, but it will remain as not accredited by NAC. Dual mode universities, such universities, they have been given an option either till June 2021. They can apply as a dual mode university or general university. It's rest upon to the university in which manual they want to apply. Then we have health science. uh, manuals also. Keeping in mind the various diversities of Indian higher education system, we are the most diversified higher education system in the entire world. So it has been a challenge also for which NAC is always keeping up the pace, and it has developed and it keeps on developing manuals suiting to the different mode of assessment. For example, we have for general university we have a different manuals. For health sciences we have a different manual. Health sciences simply means the colleges such as Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Dentistry, Nursing, Medicine, Siddha, and all sort which comes under this medical sciences. We have dual mode manuals also, Open University manual, Sanskrit universities manuals. We have specialized institutions manual, law manuals, affiliated colleges manual, autonomous colleges manual. So with the need of the hour, we are developing manuals so that the diversity of Indian higher education is also met, and what are the expectation of the stakeholders, they are also kept in mind while revision of these manuals also, because we take feedback from all the stakeholders. NAC does only institutional accreditation. We don't do any sort of program accreditation. And no longer we do any department accreditation, because previously this physical education or teacher education, if it was a department, it was used to be get accredited. But now they have to come as an institution as a whole, because we have a separate manual for teacher education also. So now, what is the unique aspect of this revised accreditation framework? As I already told you that this is totally ICT driven. So how do we say that it's totally ICT driven? Any institutions who is applying to NAC after July 2017, first they have to do registration. For registration, they have to go onto the NAC website, that is www.nac.gov.in. Why on NAC website? When you go onto the NAC website, which I might show you in the latest slide how it looks like, there is a tab called as Apply Online tab. So when you click on this Apply Online tab, options at the bottom will come, whether you have to apply for IAQA, SSR, AQR. SSR is self-study report, AQR is annual quality assurance report. Annual quality assurance report simply means each and every HIV gets accredited. After their accreditation, every year they have to mandatorily submit their annual quality assurance report. So after going onto the website, the tab Apply Online tab, then this button IAKSSR. After clicking on that, a tab opens for that shows us new registration. New registration here simply means the institutions which are applying after July 2017, they have to fill the details. Details in terms of the basic details, the name of the institution. Keep in mind, while you're filling up these basic details, please ensure that the name of the institution, as mentioned in the Gazette notification, such as UGC or maybe the State Private University Act, State Public Act, MHRD notification, the IC certificate, each and every document, the name should be same. However, due to certain circumstances, the name might have changed. So that name change certificate also has to be uploaded. Please keep in mind the name of the institution should be same in each documents you're applying on when you are giving the basic details while in the registration process. Then important aspect is a question arrives the type you are, whether you are college or university. In that also, we'll ask you specifically what sort of university you are. Are you a general university or specialized university? Specialized university in terms of health science, the teacher education, the law, open university, dual mode university. Please be very careful while you're selecting this option, because when we ask are you specific type of institution, there you have to please write it down as yes. Tab on the button will come as yes. When you click on that, then drop down menu will give you so many options, and on that options you can select anyone which is applicable to your higher education institution. College also, whether you're affiliated PG or UG, we have a separate manuals for PG colleges, UG colleges, and autonomous colleges also. ISHA code, you have to give the certificate. Please don't upload the DC format. Please upload the certificate. Institutional email address. In terms of institution email address, please give the email address of the institution only. Don't give any individual person email address. Why? It might happen when you're applying for subsequent cycles, or maybe at the stage of assessment accreditation process, your head of the institution or maybe the IQSA person might have left the job, or he might have retired. So at that time, it's a very problematic for the institution and NAC also to communicate. So please give the email address of the institution. This question comes, are you previously accredited? Irrespective whether your validity is over. For example, I told you previously, you were accredited in 2010. Your validity got expired in 2015, but you have not applied for second cycle till 2020. So you must be thinking that I have to come afresh in the new RF as cycle 1. No, your validity is over, but however, you have been accredited by NAC. That means the question to this answer would be yes. And if you select it yes, you have to give this details. Next cycle of accreditation, that means whether you're applying for reassessment. Reassessment means after the grade declaration by NAC. Suppose institution they are not happy. Such institution they can apply for reassessment after 1 year from the date of declaration of the result and before the completion of 3 years from the date of declaration. After 1 year and before 3 years. Your previous email ID from which you have filled your details, the establishment date, the state, the city, PIN code, previous accreditation details. All these details has to be submitted in terms of your previous cycle of accreditation. And after that, you have to click register button. So what happens when you register? So a unique HI portal. What is this HI portal? Higher education portal. As I told you that entirely assessment and accreditation process is ICT driven. So these unique HI portals, which are very specific to the institution, is created. So how does it happen? When you fill all the basic details, the registration is over. From the email ID from which you have registered, an auto-generated email goes to the registered email ID. So what is the meaning of this auto-generated email? Is that a link has been sent to your registered email ID for which you have to click and activate your HA portal. Please keep in mind this link is activated only for 7 days. Before the expiry of 7 days, please click on this link and activate your HA portal. And if you want, you can reset your password also. There is an option for reset password. And one important thing also, if you have by chance you forget your password also, so there is an option down there, forget password. There you can click on. You can put your email address from where you have registered. A link goes to your registered email ID, and you can again have a new password. NAC has also come with this unique feature also, that assessment and accreditation is a very important part, and each and every details of NAC is there on the public domain, that's on the NAC website. However, any institution faces any difficulties or they want any clarity or any query, they can write to nachelpdesk@gmail.com. There are landline numbers also, 08023005192/193. And when your HA portal is created, there is also one more option that is called a support help desk. Here, from Monday to Friday, from 9 to 5:45, except Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, you may please contact and you would get appropriate response to your query within 24 hours. That's all for the registration process. I'll come with the next step, that is IAQ filling stage in the next PPT. Thank you for your patient listening.